Welcome to Kazi Big Boy Trev Extra. My name is Big Boy Trev. It's all about the news and reviews from across the world. Our first news item comes all the way from Mercedes-Benz as they just unveiled the highly anticipated all-electric version of its iconic G-Wagon, officially named the G580 with EQ technology, promising uncompromised driving experience. In terms of design, it stays true to the original design. And of course, it boasts different changes, including a front sleek gloss black panel feature with 4 horizontal vents flanking the prominent 3-pointed star. You step inside the cabin and the first thing you notice is that Mercedes-Benz have actually included the latest MBUX infotainment system featuring a 12.3-inch touch display that is compatible with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Additionally, the exterior and interior luxuries include temperature control cup holders, wireless charging, keyless entry, a Burmeister 3D surround sound, and of course rear seat entertainment with leather upholstery. Mercedes-Benz powered the G580 with a 116 kWh battery pack, providing an estimated range of 386 kilometers. Equipped with the fast charging capabilities of up to 200 kilowatts at level 3 DC chargers, it can charge from 10% to 80% in just 30 minutes. The electric G-Wagon is driven by 4 electric motors, 2 at the front and 2 at the rear, making Mercedes' first production vehicle with individual 4-wheel drive capability. These motors deliver a total power output of 432 kilowatts and an impressive torque level of 1,165 Newton meters of torque, propelling this vehicle from 0 to 100 in just 4.4 seconds with a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour. Now, we do anticipate this vehicle to be locally launched, not in the near future, but we do hope that because of the electric revolution, Mercedes-Benz would actually bring this car to Sub-Saharan Africa so that we can all enjoy the power, the dynamics of the electric G-Wagon. Welcome to Kazi Big Boy Trev social media feedback segment. We give you the opportunity to speak of what you've seen on the show and how we can improve CBBT. We jump straight to our Facebook page and we go to a gentleman called Peter Marita, and he says, "I just love the show. He Gary Nisafi." Well, thank you so much, Peter. That is the Haval H6, fantastic vehicle and looks fantastic. Now we have a gentleman called Ian Bryan, and he says, "As always, the show enlightened me on the next available options. Keep it up." Thank you so much, Ian. We try as much as possible to give you all the best available options if you're shopping for a vehicle in the Kenyan market. So stay tuned. We appreciate you, Brian. Now, finally, we go to our top fan, Humphrey Kagwe, and he says, "I love the fact that it has very practical interior space, modern technology, and of course, it also has the looks." Thank you so much, Humphrey. We appreciate you as well. Keep being our top fan. So for anybody who wants to question or comment or just give an opinion about the show, kindly reach us out on the social media handles below and we'll get back to you with the feedback next week. So up next, it's all about this particular vehicle, the Range Rover Velar. Stay tuned. Now this is the key to Nissan's latest SUV, the Nissan Terra. With prices starting at Kenya shillings 11 million plus VAT, you reckon it's got the balls and the cojones to beat the likes of the Toyota Fortuner, the Isuzu MUX, the Ford Everest, the Mitsubishi Pajero Sport, and many more? We start this review by taking a look at the front profile and the design cues of this particular car. And the first thing that you do notice is the design. The front, very, very angular. I like this V-motive design that's been employed by Nissan design language. You've seen it on the X-Trail, on the Qashqai, and of course the Pathfinder. So Nissan have actually tried to create some aggressiveness with this particular design. It is also found on the Nissan Navara, which we reviewed on Kazi Big Boy Trev. If you haven't seen that review, click on the banner and just click and see how the Nissan Navara actually is. Speaking about the Navara, this particular vehicle is based on the chassis of the Navara, so plenty to talk about in terms of similarities and of course differences. Again, chrome being the main part of this design gives this car some je ne sais quoi. Thank you very much. Again, the lower lip as well, you can see this stainless steel color design. It's different color code. You do note that this particular vehicle actually has good ground clearance, number one, and number two, it actually has some off-road capability, which we are going to test later on. You can see from the design perspective, this V-motive Nissan design actually translates also to the bonnet, as you can see here, and you have a Rex windscreen, which allows for good aero efficiency, meaning good fuel consumption from this 2.5 liter DTTI diesel turbo. We're going to find out much later. Now, moving over to the side profile, matters are also very intricate in terms of the V-motive design employed by Nissan across this whole vehicle. And we start with the V-motive design. From this side, you can see the angular V lines coming across on the clamshell bonnet. You've got this wraparound rectangular headlamps with these actually full LEDs with daytime running lights. They look very cool both day and night. And of course, you can see the wheel arcs. They're square. And of course, you can see the tire here. This is an 18-inch tire. This is a polished cut aluminium alloy, and of course they're dressed with Bridgestone Duella tires, which are actually all-terrain, allows you to go from different types of terrain, from sand, mud, and even maram. You're able to enjoy this particular car, and even on tarmac. So it's a very good balance of a tire that gives you long life. Now let's move. Obviously, you can see here on this panel, you can see this, it's a slot. Basically, it's a decorative slot, but if you want to put a snorkel, you can actually put this here on this particular vehicle. Again, you have a side step as well. Mud flaps are standard. Of course, the wing mirrors as well, you can see they are all chrome plated. You got this side repeater lamp and this 360-degree camera that works very well. There are 4 of them, so this is one of them that gives you that design, that area of vision. Now, as you can see here, the design is also very subtle. Subtle is also very cool because it's not too busy, but gives you that feel that this car is premium. Again, from the rear side as well, the proportion actually is very good. Not same, like we know that there's one brand that actually has a very interesting rear side, and I'm not mentioning it, but I think you know it. You do have also a standard as well, roof rails, which are color coded to match with the lower lips and at the back. And as you move to the back as well, you have plenty of stuff to talk about. Chrome handles as well, and then you got this part. So the lighting is very good in the car because the windows are large and massive, so everybody can enjoy being inside this Nissan Terra. But how does the rear look? Let's move to the rear and have a look at the design queue of this Nissan Terra. Now, as you move to the back, I know everybody's concerned. How much carrying capacity does this Nissan Terra have? So we actually open the boot by touching the soft touch opening to reveal 299 liters of boot space with a second row seat up. That is 2.5 suitcases in my correct estimation. But if you need more space, then you can actually put the second row seat flat. It's going to give you 600 liters of boot space. Those are like 6 gunias or 6 suitcases, and anything you can carry. And you can actually secure all this with tie-down hooks that are supplied all over the cabin. You have also a 12-volt socket to power up any device that you need, like a fridge at the back. Plus, if you want to even carry more luggage, you can put the first row seating down to get 900 liters. That is massive. If you're moving, you literally do not need to hire a pickup because this Nissan Terra can literally carry everything for you. Time for us to literally jump on the driver's seat and feel the power of this 2.5 liter 140 kilowatt 450 Newton meter engine, the 7-speed automatic. Does it have the grunt to excite me? Well, let's find out. So guys, you've seen from the walk around the design perspective of this Nissan Terra. It looks butch, it's got bold lines to signify that it's actually a vehicle that can do a little bit of off-roading. But the question is, how good is the interior? So we step inside the cabin, and the first thing you do notice is the fact that the dashboard is seated far away from the passenger. It's called the forward cabin chassis arrangement, and basically it allows the driver to have plenty of space, including the passenger. Not only that, you can see the design, the boldness, the butchness. The bold lines are also translated on the dashboard. But the highlight of this particular dashboard, which is actually lined by very soft, you can see even the stitching here with some brown leather, is this massive 12.3-inch multicolor high-resolution audio-visual system. Now, what does it contain? Number one, you've got a banging Bose audio system. So if you love sound, this particular vehicle has 11 speakers plus a subwoofer that's fitted right inside here. So the bass and the treble while you're traversing the beautiful country of Kenya in this particular Terra will be just but amazing. Not only that, you have also access to the climate control from a digital point of view, but you also have physical buttons right below this particular screen. Inside it as well, you do have sat-nav, the native one, and actually have accessibility. You can actually use this particular vehicle to do Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You plug in your phone and then it becomes a meter where you can actually see your phone and control everything. So basically it takes over the running of your phone, so you can read your emails, you can call someone without taking your hands off the wheel, which I think is amazing. You also have a voice activated command, which is standard in this particular vehicle, and also you do have ability to stream your music. If you're somebody who likes listening to music, Spotify, you're able to stream this particular vehicle. Download the app, You can even mirror your phone basically as well wirelessly, and then you're able to use all the apps on your phone in this particular screen, which is very good. You've got 360-degree camera as well, so basically it ensures that you are safe in the surroundings both on and off-road. We'll try and test that later. And obviously as well, you do have the capacity to have Bluetooth to connect to your phone. So there's plenty of practicality in this particular system, and the high resolution screen is a beauty to just watch as you traverse the beautiful country of Kenya. Now right below, apart from the dual zone AC, you do have certain buttons over here. You do have the 4-wheel drive system. Basically the 4-wheel drive system is switch on the fly, so you can select from 2 high to 4 high up to 80 kilometers an hour. But when you want to stop and go some proper off-roading and need proper traction, then you select it on neutral, put it on 4 low, you wait for the diffs to engage, and you're off. And of course, you do have also quite a number of things that support this 4-wheel drive system: hill descent control, hill ascent control, auto hold, which is important in this particular vehicle. Plus you do have an off-road button where basically it allows the ABS to be disengaged, so you're able to literally drive in any type of terrain, be it sand, mud, rut. You're able to do that with this particular vehicle. I'm going to show you that much later. Now right below it, you do have a space where you can actually put your cell phone over here, and it's got a wireless pad. Actually, this is the most advanced mid-size SUV that has plenty of features. So you can actually charge your phone wirelessly here. Then you come to this gearbox console, which is actually in piano black finish, and it's I think this is chrome and stainless steel design. It's a gated shift, it's an automatic 7-speed automatic, and of course allows you to explore the full potential of that 140 kilowatt 450 newton meter engine that's up there, 2.5 liter, plenty of torque, and also allows you to have good fuel consumption. You've got satellite buttons here as well. You do have the first and second row seating push selector. You can actually put the seats down without going back and opening and putting the seats down as well. Then you do have diff lock, of course, and of course automatic park brake. I mean, this guy is pretty modern. Cubby holes are in plenty because this is an SUV, a family vehicle. You have 2 cup holders here. You have plenty of spaces here, and the door bins. You're able to store quite a lot of things. And of course, obviously here on the center console, you can hide all your goodies, your wallets, your keys, anything that needs to be protected. You can do that right here in this particular vehicle. Now, sorry for that. Now it's time for us to move to the instrument pinnacle as well. Clearly marked, clearly designed. I like the fact that the contrast is very good, black on white with a hue of red. So on the left hand side is the tachometer, right hand side is the speedometer, and in between you do have this graphical display that gives you vital information of what's happening around the car. So basically it will tell you all your vital engine signs, so your check engine light, your braking, your ABS, your airbags, if the doors are open, temperature, and of course it will just be able to toggle through the different settings. From driver assist, basically you have blind spot assist in this particular vehicle, and many other settings that you can toggle through to ensure that your journey is focused as you drive this particular Nissan Terra. I love the steering wheel, leather spoke as well, 3-spoke. This steering you also find it on the new X-Trail, which is coming by there very soon as well. You do have on the right hand side adaptive cruise control settings, and on the left hand side you do have everything to do with this audio system. You can select different programs and modes so that you're able to toggle and enjoy this car without taking your hands off the road, because remember, safety is critical. Now I'm 6'1". This is big boy Trev. I'm 6'1". I'm a big boy, I'm tall, but I enjoy the space in this particular vehicle. This particular seat is electronically powered, 6-way adjustable, and of course even the steering wheel as well, you can adjust it to dependent taste and preference. If you're short, you pull the steering up, then you lock it up. So I mean, comfort in this particular car, they've really taken a big chance. And remember, this particular vehicle is based off the Navara, so they've done a lot of synchronizing of different elements to get this car to be that proper SUV that you so desire. Now let's move to the back and have a look at the first and second row seating of the Nissan Terra. We are the back seat of the Nissan Terra, and I can tell you there's plenty of space. This seat hasn't been adjusted. Remember, I'm 6'1", so this was the position that I sat in when I was doing my first thing. Now on the rear seat, there's so much space. Even for a big guy like me, you can adjust the seats quite comfortably. I love the arrangement. It sits slightly up so that you're able to see the road quite clearly, and of course the floor is flat, literally. So 3 people can sit here quite comfortably without any stress. The headrests around here, but if you're only sitting 2 people, if you're a Mweshimiwa, by the way, and you're looking at buying a car, perhaps this is the Nissan Terra for you. You just toggle this armrest
to reveal 2 cup holders where you can have your drinks as you go to see your constituents all over the country, Mandera, Kisumu, Nairobi, Mombasa, quite comfortably in this particular vehicle. If you're feeling hot and you're going to Mombasa, then you can crack up the AC over here and you have vents on top. So basically this car is very ventilated to ensure that you remain very comfortable anytime you're in this particular vehicle. Now apart from that, the seats, I like the quilted leather design. It's got this design which I really like, and of course the seats are leather and are quite comfortable. The bolstering is good. I love the fact that they've thought about every single thing. The shoulder lines are actually high, the windows are tall, you can see outside. You have grab handles in case you're going off-road, plus you have a complete safety sense. What do I mean by that? You've got 3-point safety belts across the whole back seat, and of course you do have seat anchors for your baby seat, where you can anchor the seat quite comfortably, because remember, the best place to keep a baby is right here at the back, where the safety has been designed around ensuring the baby is quite safe while in the Nissan Terra. In case of a rollover, then you can rely on the 6 airbags that run across this whole area to ensure that you remain quite safe in a rollover to reduce the risk of injury. Of course, you do have crumple zones also at the back and at the doors to ensure that everybody is safe, and mitigation from danger is actually applied quite easily. And that's something I like about this particular vehicle. Now, obviously, this particular vehicle is a 7-seater, so at the back, you do have 2 seats that fold flat. If you want to toggle them down, there are buttons right there at the gear console. You toggle them down to create space, and with space you actually have quite a number of things. So let's move to the boot and see the space while the seats are down while in this Nissan Terra. So guys, you've seen the design of this particular vehicle. It looks very good from the interior perspective, very practical, loaded with technology, good quality materials. But we've come to the time where it is important to sample the power of this particular vehicle, because without power, we're not talking about anything. It's important to speak about power. So what does this car have in terms of power? So this particular vehicle is powered by a 2.5-liter turbo diesel engine that produces 140 kilowatts, or in layman terms, 189 horsepower and 450 newton meters of torque, which is sent to the 4 wheels courtesy of a 7-speed automatic transmission, which when you put your foot down, so I'm on the highway and I want to put my foot down, I can see an exit. Let me try and chase it. 3, 2, 1, go. Foot down. All right. The gearbox responds very well. It's very smooth. So I'm doing 100 kilometers an hour. The speed limit in this particular area is 110, and it pulls very well. I can feel the torque from as low as 1700 RPM to 4000. So it has a good spread, and the engine is very smooth. Nissan actually been renowned to build very smooth 4-cylinder engines, which I actually love. Now that output is very good because the gearbox allows this car to explore the full potential of that engine and return a good economy fuel figure of exactly 8.9 liters per 100 kilometers, and I can say that is not bad considering the fuel prices. This perhaps could be your next SUV. Let's talk about the chassis, because chassis is important. So this particular SUV is actually based on the Nissan Navara pickup, but what Nissan have done is to add some extra things to make it even better, because it's a 7-seater. It's not only just a pickup. So obviously the suspension up front, you do have double wishbones for good agility on tarmac, and at the back you do have a 5-coil link suspension with telescopic shock absorbers and something called Watts linkage. Now Watts linkage is on the live axle, and actually prevents the wobbling of the rear. That's a characteristic that many pickups have, and this one, it has been eliminated. So you have a sure-footed vehicle on tarmac. You can tell how the vehicle feels. It doesn't feel like it's a handful, but it just gives you a supple ride. Now in terms of safety, this particular vehicle has plenty of technology. So from an active point of view, you do have all these new gizmos. Let's start with the stability control, which is the umbrella body that controls the following: anti-lock braking system to prevent brakes locking when you're trying to avoid an emergency or something, an obstacle, brake assist, electronic brake force distribution, and of course traction control. But in case all hell breaks loose, then you can rely on the 6 airbags that comes as standard in this particular vehicle, crumple zones, and a 5-star passenger safety rated cell that dissipates impact energy away from the cabin into the chassis to ensure that you and your family remain safe while on the road. You have seat belts, anchor points at the back for the kids. You can put a child seat, and many other things that makes this car very, very safe. Now, how does it feel on the road? It feels amazing. I like the fact that Nissan have thought about noise, vibration, and harshness. So they've put sound deadening material on the firewall, on the transmission tunnel, to ensure that no noise comes into the cabin. So you can actually have a very relaxed drive while in this particular SUV. Not only that, you actually have the capacity to enjoy the different types of sound and music in this particular vehicle. The climate control works effectively, and it's an all-round great vehicle to traverse, to be part of your everyday life. I think that's something Nissan have excelled in building this Nissan Terra. Now, the question is, how good is the off-road? Because most of us would like to go up country at some point, maybe in December, and we need to test out the capabilities of the hardware, the fuel tire system, the suspension, the shocks. So let's go and do an off-road segment courtesy of CBBT. Let's talk about this particular SUV. It's called the Nissan Terra. It is loosely based on the Nissan Navara, which you all know for its toughness and reliability. But this has been tuned for comfort in mind because it's a 7-seat SUV. So what makes it different? So let's talk about the chassis. Now, the chassis has several components. You have the suspension parts of the chassis itself, and of course the steering wheels and links. Let's start with the chassis. We've said it's Navara based. Now we talk about the suspension. Number two, the suspension up front, you do have double wishbones with telescopic shock absorbers for good handling on tarmac, and at the back you do have a 5-link coil suspension that is also found in the Navara with watts linkage. Now that watts linkage is what makes the ride in this particular SUV fantastic. Why do I say that? Because the watts linkage is what basically ensures that this particular SUV does not have that pickup tendency of shaking at high speed or at load. So for me, I think that is the biggest thing. So you have good ride comfort both on and off-road, and allows good wheel articulation at the same time. So we talk about wheel articulation, you have got ground clearance of 225 millimeters, which is actually very good. You can actually get through obstacles, and of course an approach angle of 36 degrees, and of course departure angle of 29. It is good. I actually like the fact that they've actually thought about making this pickup very, very useful for an off-road excursion. Now, apart from that as well, you have the hardware, the shift of the fly follower system. It's got 3 modes: 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. I spoke about the 2 high and 4 high previously, but now 4 low is when you want good traction and don't want to lose traction. So you have to do that. You have to stop, put the vehicle on neutral, and then engage 4 low and wait for the diff to engage. Once the diff is engaged, then it is able to regulate traction quite easily, because number one, it also switches off the ABS and ESP systems, which basically ensures that you are able to modulate the traction by yourself very easily. It dampens the throttle so that you don't over rev, and of course gives you good wheel articulation, good traction anywhere, anytime, any place. The steering wheel also very easy to drive as well. You don't struggle, you're not fighting with the car when you're going off-road, and also gives you that good ability for you to drive on an off-road experience. The suspension sucks up all the imperfections quite easily, and the passengers remain very comfortable. The 360-degree camera to me also works the magic, because it doesn't it's like a tour, it's like a guide. So you don't have to walk outside to see what's happening. You engage the camera, then it gives you a view of the car even from an aerial point of view. So you're able to see the obstacles that you're going through, and you're able to navigate quite easily in the Nissan Terra. So that's something that I do love. But the biggest question still remains, can this car match the competitors? We're going to go straight away to value for money and give you a lowdown of if this particular SUV is the one for you. So what do I think about this Nissan Terra? Number one, it's tough and reliable, very stylish, full of technology, and of course the hardware, the 4x4 hardware plus the engine makes it a formidable SUV that is going to shake up the Kenyan market. But the biggest question is, how will it survive in the Kenyan market? So let's start with the pricing. Now, this particular vehicle is sold and serviced by Nissan Kenya along Mombasa Road at Samia Park, and it goes for 11 million shillings plus VAT. And also comes with a 3-year, 100,000 kilometer warranty, whichever comes first. But you can rely also on Nissan Kenya's extensive network across the country to maintain your Nissan Terra. Now, we do know that this particular vehicle exists in a space where there's too much competition. Who are the key rivals in this segment? You have the Toyota Fortuner, you have the Ford Everest, you have the Mitsubishi Pajero Sport. You do also have the Isuzu MU-X Plus, the Mahindra Scorpio N that is coming very soon to Kenya. So do you reckon that this car gives absolute value for money? Send us your thoughts as seen on the social media handles below. We'll get back to you with the feedback next week. Signing out, this is Big Boy Trev. Drive safe and be safe.